and you know that they have the ability to take this to the next level. Bring them here. It is a safe place, and they can learn a little bit more about what we're all about and how this is a team wants everybody to win. And you know that because they can, it's just making some changes. I always say to people, the other day I was thinking, sometimes it's just a little change can make a big difference in the direction that your life goes in, and a lot of people are afraid of change because it's uncomfortable, they're afraid to talk to people. They're afraid to share something that looks as insignificant as this, like, if someone laughs at you, you're probably going to never share it again. Yes. Well, hey, so what? Because they're not paying your bills, so you decide, but do come and bring your leaders to this training. We do this in the afternoon, our afternoon, because a lot of you are going to be resting this evening when we're doing our training here for the US team and Canadian team this evening. So welcome and thank you for being here. Send a text out if you see somebody should be on here and they're not on here, you want them to join us, okay? Yep. So thank you.
Absolutely. We got a lot of things to share today, so we're going to be pretty quick about this because we want to do a quick recap. I was just uploading a bunch of pictures from the trip. I didn't get a chance to upload a lot of different ones. I still got to upload videos, so we'll be sharing more tonight and then also for next week. But the one thing that we always love doing is obviously sharing the knowledge that we've learned from the This Is It team, all the different leaders. We've hit the highest rank in the company, not because it was our own volition. God blessed us, but we are blessed with a team that teaches, mentors, coaches, and teaches you what to do and how to do it. So we're super excited to be part of obviously the team. So this is our leaders, Steve and Gina Mary. We just got a chance to spend time with them over the past week on the cruise and also at their home. We'll show a couple of pictures from there. But again, Ken and Diana Burks personally sponsored us. They're sponsored by Joyce and Wayne, actually amazing couple. And he's the one that shared Joyce's story of her, how, I'm sorry, let me make you go host. There we go. Of actually how she actually had some amazing results. And so when I heard those results, I'm like, yeah, I want those same results too. So leveraging the people on your team makes a big difference. Leveraging the leaders, leveraging, having access to, people like Ken and Diana, like Steve and Gina. We got them on a Zoom or a call with some people this past week. And it's just, all those different things make a big difference. Just know that we make ourselves available to help people out. So the part that we are always sharing, with people is that, again, this is, you're in the business for yourself, but not by yourself. So I don't know why this is not sharing. This is really, really weird. I'm having a problem with Zoom today. It is absolutely driving me bonkers. I'm gonna have to end this real quick. Now let's start up again. I don't know why I had this problem earlier. It wouldn't let me share. Now I share and it wouldn't let me advance. That's always fun. Continue to share. There we go. Now it's going to let me advance. Okay, good. So again, we call ourselves world changers because that is something that we want to do is want to change the world. We now got business in 41 countries around the world. Our goal is 80 countries by the end of this year. So if you like the idea of having business all over the world, you're in the right place. So we're going to talk about strategies to accelerate today. This is next level training. So let's go to Hawaii and Budapest. We got 1 week sprint for those. In fact, I forgot to update the date here. For those who want to do that, we are in the business of kingdom business. So again, if you don't know, Men and I are both basically we're ordained as pastors, but we don't run a church or anything like that. We do business ministry, and this is part of our ministry, which is amazing. But we want to help people get up to the top of the mountain, and that's what we're doing. So here we go. I don't know. I got to redo the slide here. So again, we want to help people get to Hawaii and Budapest. So we had announcements. There's some new LifeWave promotions. There should be promotions in here because I just found out about another one. I still won't understand it. We'll talk about that. But there's a Bahamas recap we're going to talk about. Also team recognition, wins, for the week, and then also let's go to Hawaii. We're going to talk about the 1 week sprint, contacting, inviting, leveraging the launch meetings, the different Zoom meetings that are going on, because a lot of people are trying to, hit the points for the contest, obviously for the incentive trip. But a lot of people are like, okay, I already accomplished the incentive trip, but I want them to pay for everything. Two people plus the 2 flights, everything else. That's where we're at. That's where we're running this week to help as many people, as we can. And so the good part about this is the launch meetings are critical. We want to help people, do that. I've had someone say, you got lunch meetings? I said, no, launch meetings. So like launching a rocket. So we want to help people, launch. Also this week, or not this week, but this month, we do a book of the month. If you go into This Is It team, And you go to basically where they have little links, but even around where they have the different links, they have also where it says Book of the Month. This is the Book of the Month. It's Extreme Ownership, How Navy SEALs Lead and Win by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. He's actually, what they talk about on here is amazing because Meredith Burkich said, I highly recommend this book. So this is personally recommended by Lifeway President Meredith Burkich. And so that's the Book of the Month. So I've got a QR code there that go directly to the Amazon link. You might be able to buy it in other countries in different ways, but through Amazon, we can order it and have it delivered directly. It's going to show up in the next few days. I didn't even know this was the Book of the Month until I looked it up. So the other thing is we got Unstoppable. So you want to talk about this a little bit? About this coming up?
Exciting. We just came off of our All-In event, which was in Vegas, and you know, when the team puts on these events, and that is an event that is attended virtually and in person because they're limited with in person, but the Unstoppable is for everybody. And we already have some South Africans, some Australians that have committed, already got their tickets for Unstoppable.
Europeans.
And some of you, yes, Linda, all the way from Sweden.
Yes,
Yay.
it's coming with us.
That will be joining us at Unstoppable. And this is August 7th to 9th. Super excited. It's the biggest Marriott in the world. And you want to get your ticket right now. There's $100 off if you're registering now. I think for the entire week, Steve.
Did they extend it?
Yeah, well, he mentioned that on the weekend, the $100.
Okay.
But
I don't know.
but there was another promotion whilst we were at their house on Friday, where they were giving away a free sleeve for anybody who did register. But anyway, so do get your tickets. Make sure that you don't come alone.
Yep.
The one thing that we've learned is your business grows from event to event. Now, just a quick story. A lot of you have heard this. Our very first event was August of 2023, and so we were in the business for just under a year, and we went to that event. We knew that there was a promotion for to go to Steve and Gina's house for senior directors and above, and we were wanting to be there, but we fell short. We were at director level. We were not happy. We saw all these other people that were at senior director, and they were going to go to Steve and Gina's house, because if there's an incentive or a promotion, you want to get that. You want to get around the leaders. So that's something that we learned, and we were very upset. But we had people with us at the event in Tampa, and we had probably about 10 people. Then we had some people,
approximately 10, 12
like Josh Holdaway and Chuck and people in St. Louis that watched it online, and so we also had Rosario, a Hispanic group leader that watched it online from Chicago. And so, you know, we had people attending, but we were upset that we were not at the senior director level. We made a decision at that event, and major decisions are made at major functions. When we saw people crossing the stage at a level that above us, we were like, if they can do it, we can do it. And so Greg and I had a board meeting when we got back from that event, and we decided to move all the stuff off of our plate that was taking up time, that was not doing anything for us. It was not producing income. It was slow in producing income. And we said later. So we took some things off of our plate, and we decided to put our blinkers on and to run. And a year later, we hit senior presidential director. So all I'm going to say is, maybe that's not what you want to do, but we did that because we realized, like, if we want to get ahead of the game, we had to make some decisions. And that was a major decision we made, and we're forever grateful, because we have not missed a trip. We've not missed an incentive. And so we feel truly blessed. We obviously have some big, holy, audacious goals that we set for this year. And we know that it's going to take a lot of work, because work is not a bad word. But we're working smarter than we used to work. So, you know, we're not exchanging our hours for money. We're leveraging. And that to me is exciting. Very, very exciting. So find some people that you can run with. Find some people that you can be accountable to. And if your leaders are on here, or if we're your leaders, you know, let's talk. If you're wanting to get to the next level, let's talk. If you're wanting to bring a larger team to Unstoppable. So going back to Unstoppable, David will be there, Meredith will be there, this is a team, leaders will be there. I'm sure Janine and Geraldo are going to be there.
Yeah, they will be.
So you don't want to miss out. Steve and Gina Merritt, they don't skimp on anything. The events just keep getting better.
Yeah.
And those are the prices. I think there was a QR code, so scan it, get your ticket now, don't delay. And make sure, if you're a single person, just pay the deposit and then find 3 or 4 people that can come with you to that. And then you divide the cost between all of you. Don't come alone, because your business is as big as the people that join you at these events.
Now, this is from a few weeks ago, so I don't know if this is accurate or not, but basically it's showing, $199 due today, but of course it's showing the date now, tomorrow, the other amount to do. So they may have changed that. So please take a look at that. Also for double occupancy. If you pay in full, you get a discount, but you can pay and make a payment plan. Obviously, it's a little bit more, just like everything else is set up that way. But they want to make it easy for people for whatever works best for you. But get your tickets today. Get your team. If you got a team that says, I want to be there, that help them place the order. Don't just send them a link and hopefully they'll place. No, help them place the order. And so again, for people who want 4 people in the room, obviously this is the best price because you get divided by 4. Obviously, it's a whole lot cheaper. So this is the QR code here to go to Unstoppable. Scan the QR code. It goes directly to thisisitconvention.com. I can't endorse this enough because again, my original goal was to be July 4th of 2023 is when I wanted to basically replace my income from my job, and we weren't even close. And so basically, because we made the decision by it was in August of 2023, by November 2023, I'd replace my income. So think about what happens: August, September, October, November. Basically, within it was about 90 days actually, we actually accomplished that, and I was able to fire my job several months later.
Because we went all in.
We went all in. That's exactly what it is. So this is one of the incentives. So again, the new one of the incentives, there's 3 incentives right now, 3 different ones. So earn a $200 bonus by developing first generation 1-star directors. So you have to be a 1-star director in order to actually do this. So you got to become a 1-star director and then help other people become 1-star directors. So what do you think we're doing? We're focusing on helping people go director. Why do you think the company's focusing on this? Because that's how people really get paid a bigger incentive, bigger bonus. And now I'm talking about $250 bonus. It unlocks all the other different generations of the way you start making money, including the matching bonus. So which is pretty huge. So you want to help other people become directors. Now again, it could be someone way down in depth. You might have someone who sponsored somebody, who sponsored this person, and this person is a gung-ho and they want to run. You help them go directors. As long as there's no other directions between them, you get that $250 bonus. So you could help all these people, right? It could be someone here. If there's already a 1-star director, you can't help the people underneath them, but they're going to be helping people underneath them as well. And there's a whole series of frequently asked questions. I'm not going to go through all these, but you can go to the email that was sent to you a while ago. But wait, there's more, right? So today they just announced buy 2 X39, get an X49 for free. For those of us that are in the business and are brand new, they know all we talk about is X39. Why do we talk about just X39? Because we don't want to confuse people. But the complementary product that I wear every single day is also X49. If you like the idea of increased cardiovascular, increased workout, increased strength, increased recovery, this enhances. It's a 39 with the 49. So we're going to take advantage of this. The thing that I loved about it is that you actually can get up to 5 of these, meaning that for each brand partner, you can stock up. It's not like a one thing. Sometimes they restrict it. You can only buy 1 or 2. Each brand partner can get 5 of these packs. We're going to stock up, which is pretty cool. Because I'm like, if it's free, it's for me. My wife says if it's free, I'll take 3. So that's what we're going to do. So anyway, especially when there's chocolate involved. Anyway, so like it was on the cruise, I'll have that dessert, that. Anyway, so what's cool about this again is the pricing is all in here. You got an email this morning that explains all of this, and like I mentioned right here, that was the thing I thought about it, was that you can actually 5 per account. You can get each of these promotion bundles up to 5 people. Promote this to your team. Your volume's going to go way up because of this, which is huge. So you want to take advantage of that. But also there's a customer earnings event. Now again, I don't know the details of this because when I click on there, it doesn't have all the details yet. So we got an email somewhere. I can't seem to find it. So maybe some of you might know about it, but once again, it says for a limited time, it's basically until March 1st. When you enroll a new customer who places a qualifying order during the promotion, LifeWave adds extra cash on top of your retail profits and customer premiums. So again, there's extra money on the table for that as well. And all these are basically like the one is this between now and the 22nd. That's for the for this promotion here is between now and the 22nd. And this one is obviously through the end of the month. So take advantage of these. The first one's actually until April. So let's go. Let's take advantage, of these promotions. This is what we want to do, right? So again, I also want to highlight some of the things with the Bahamas, and so we're not going to take a lot of time on this, but I may ask a few people that were on the Bahamas trip with us to say something, about this too. But I'm going to share a couple pictures, and then we'll kind of open it up for some things. But again, this was amazing. I've been on cruises. I've never been on a cruise ship this big. This is a floating city. I mean, you look at the size of the cruise ships is next to them. They were dwarfed by comparison. Absolutely
I
phenomenal.
think our cabin was there somewhere.
Yeah, so it was actually right about here in the back. So we were
Okay.
almost very, very in the back here on level 9. So yeah, that's where we were. But when we looked out our window, there's this massive, beautiful yacht that was right there. I was going to load a picture of that, but it was a dream yacht I'd love to be able to charter that yacht and eventually get a yacht like that. But we went out of Miami, which was amazing. So we spent we got into Miami. We put us up at a hotel for the night, and they shuttle us over to the ship, and then we spent the whole day on the ship, which was amazing. And then we go out of Miami. Then we went to Coco Cay. It's a perfect day at Coco Cay. But the ship next to us was another one of the Oasis ships. Each of these ships hold like 7,000 or 8,000 passengers. So we had a lot of people on the island, but it's an island just for Royal Caribbean, and it's amazing. So I'm not gonna, I got videos and everything else, but I took this picture there of showing how big the island was. So all the places that we went over to the South Beach. We were over at the other beach over here. We're over at this this Chill Beach, and me and Ken, we enjoyed the whole water park. We went up and down the slides and used the wave pool and all kind. It was awesome. It was so much fun, and the boats are like docked over here. It's so cool. So a bunch of us just kind of chilled on the island. This was actually on South Beach, and so the ladies were just kind of chillaxing somewhere in the shade going, I've had too much sun. Other ones are like, I can't get enough sun, which is whatever you like to do, which is pretty cool. And then that night we actually had a dress up, basically want to call it, formal night.
Formal.
Yeah, formal night. And then we got together. This was Ken's suite. So Ken and Diana had a cruise back in, I think it was August, September, whatever time frame they went, and they were on Wonders of the Seas. When I told him that's the ship we're going to be, he goes, no, this one's out of Orlando. I said, no, they're moving it to Miami. So they're already on the ship, so they booked another suite like the one they had. And we had all these people, in the room with us, for that. This all the people from New Zealand and Australia. They're not even part of our team. They're just part of This Is It team. We all got together and had an amazing...
family.
Yeah, family. Yeah, just had an amazing conversations, and it was just so cool. Again, then we had the white party afterwards for the next night. Do you have something else?
No, just
Okay, she wants me to move
Go
along.
to
So
the-
anyway, then of course, we got back. We went to Steve and Gina Merritt's house. So nothing better than having a house that can hold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. There's like 400 or 500 people that were there, at their home. And as you know, this is it. This is it. So it's pretty amazing. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen real quick because I'm hoping this one couple is willing to share, because she didn't want to share about her testimony. But Coy and Dr. Amy, you were on this trip. Do you mind sharing a little bit about your experience? Because this was Coy's first incentive trip. So how did you guys enjoy this?
Oh, I thought it was great. We got to, it's more than just, having a good time, because we all did have a good time, I think. And it was all paid for, 100% paid for, which is really nice. But we got to go with you guys, our leaders. We got to meet Steve and Gina. That was a picture of all of us with meeting Steve and Gina. We got to meet Meredith and talk with Meredith, the president of LifeWave. So to me, it's about being around like-minded people. It's a whole group of like-minded individuals, and it just gets you motivated. You get to hear their testimonies of what works for them, what doesn't, and it's just like nonstop light and excitement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
For me, just a little backstory. I mean, I got into this to support. That's all I was going to do. I've had experience with another company and built it to a pretty high level. But all I was going to do is support. But when you get around other leaders that have the same vision, and that vision was buried deep down inside of me, and Greg and Mena took us around, introduced us to the leaders, and so I got excited again. And like I said, I've been on these trips, and I will tell you that I before, only on a few trips we had access to leaders like Steve and Gina, but for me it was just, I don't know, it was like a spark that I needed. And taking the photos, now sharing the photos on social media, and I've got people going, okay, what are you doing now? So it was fantastic. It was fun. We did make it all business. She keeps me grounded now. She took my phone away. But we just got to spend time with the leadership, and I felt like I was back at home.
Wow.
Absolutely, that's amazing, and I love that. So and you also mentioned about Steve and Gina Merritt's house. You kind of enjoyed their house too, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, and the thing is, I mean, just I don't know. The thing that here's the thing. You take a couple like Steve and Gina who could pay people to do everything they need them to do, and to see the servanthood of Gina going around making sure everything was comfortable. I mean, she was digging in trash cans, taking out trash, and I looked at Amy, I'm like, wow. And then Steve just giving his time to every single person there. I mean, you don't see that a lot. You see a lot of ego in other companies when people hit certain levels or certain pens, and just none of that there. It was just it was truly humbling, and gained a lot of respect for that couple, and Greg and Mena, and Josh and Paul as well. So
Absolutely. Well, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing because it's amazing. We tell people about these trips all the time, but it's one thing to talk about them. It's another thing to be there, right? I would say you want to be in the pictures, not just seeing the pictures and the videos. And we're so glad we got a chance to spend some time with you guys at dinner and introduce you to some of the different leaders. And it's such an awesome team that we're a part of. And the more that you get around the leaders, the more you're like, wow, these are uncommon leaders, uncommon mentors, uncommon influencers, just like we've been praying for years. And they're the ones that they're teaching us and coaching us and helping us, which is absolutely fantastic. So again, the one thing we also you get people that are recognized on these shows. So thank you, Koyan and Dr. Amy. We thank you so much for sharing. That was great getting to know you guys even more. Yeah. And we're gonna be helping you guys in a huge way in the next several months because it's gonna be exciting because I already know what's gonna be happening. So it's very, very cool. So, but we also want to get to the part of the recognition because that's something that's very, very exciting as well. Oh, by the way, we do have, and again, we always want to share these, that there's a couple videos that you can use if you want to. If you're working directly with us, you can use our 16-minute video. We are going to be recording a new one because we've updated the slides, updated some different things since we've done this one, and we're going to kind of condense it down. Steve and Gina have the blessing of actually being able to condense theirs down. Theirs is only less than 8 minutes, like 7.5 minutes long. So we recommend using Steve and Gina's because then you can also reference them, and also they're the same way. They're available. If we get some really big, if you got your Aunt Susan on and Aunt Susan's just interested in buying the product, no, we're not gonna get Steve and Gina on. But if you got some big players that want to build big businesses, we're gonna make sure they know who they are and get them on the phone and do three-way calls as well. So feel free to utilize their video as well, which is great, brief with belief. And our goal is always 1 million strong this year. So again, we got to change this to 2026 because we came short last year, but we're gonna hit it this year. So we want to do some recognition. And again, this is really celebrating you. They celebrated a lot of people there. We had people on our team that were celebrated, which was fantastic. That's always fun on the ship as well. But I have a minute to talk about maybe the first one we're going to recognize here, the one-star manager.
So if those of you who are participating in the opportunity, you understand one-star manager, pretty simple. You make a decision, so this is you, and then we help you to put one person on the left and one person on the right, and it's as people are doing that in an hour, less than an hour. Mm-hmm. And so it's pretty simple because we all know people, right? When somebody tells me they don't know anyone, I'm like, give me your cell phone. Let's start making that list. But so, the company's going to, and there are obviously conditions, a 300 point, which means the advanced package or above. Mm-hmm. And they're on a 2C subscription. You then are termed a one-star manager, and the company is going to pay you an extra $25 per week for the next 9 weeks. The week you get started, as well as the weeks thereafter. This is for the brand new person who comes in and hits the one-star manager. Mm-hmm. And so we do have some recognition for one-star manager. And Dr. Amy, I'm not sure if you know, but Sarah Hadley, who signed in under Debbie Smith. So this is in your downline, who signed in under Christy, your sister, is now one-star manager. Yay. And we are super excited about Pastor Dillis and Pastor Peter Rami, who personally sponsored by us. They're actually South African, but they're living now in the States. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if it's Indiana. but they hit the 1-star manager rank. They love the products, and I know they're going to go and share this with a lot of people. So pretty excited about Pastor Peter and Pastor Dillis.
Absolutely. And then we also got a 2-star manager. So the 2-star manager, again, is just a continuation. We say out of the gate 48 left and right by Monday night, right? So out of the gate, we want to help them go 1-star manager. Then we want to continue going to 2-star manager, then 3-star, then director. So what happens here is now by just having 2 left and 2 right with the same qualifications through NPV for each of those, which is basically the advanced level and above. Once you're at basically the point where you do 1,500 points, now you're actually a 2-star manager. So it's not structure; it's actually the volume. So you could have a couple people that actually have 3. What do they call them? Premiums, and basically be there as well. But now you get the $50 bonus. So we had also a 2-star manager this week. So you want to talk about that? So yes, Christelle.
So Christelle Wrench out of South Africa, personally sponsored by Brendan Duplessis, also out of South Africa, who we personally sponsored. So he's our adopted son in South Africa, if you don't know. And some of you got to meet Brendan. Because him and Michaela actually joined us at All In. They came all the way to the convention. Guess what? They have their tickets for Unstoppable, because once you see, like Koi said, you see these people, they're real and they just are genuine servant leaders. You just can't help but fall in love with the opportunity that we have our hands on. You want to get all your friends and family around them as well. So congratulations, Christelle, and congratulations, Brendan.
Super excited
and
for you.
You're onward and upward all the way to the top.
Absolutely. So we also got congratulations to the Hawaii qualifiers. We've been going through a list of all these people. So we just have but adding to the list, we got people that are like this close, like literally this close. And someone just hit it yesterday. And is she on or no? I don't think she was on.
She'll be on tonight.
She'll be on tonight. But we wanted to once again fill your face in there. So Annette and Robert Arsenal just qualified last night for the cruise, the Hawaii trip. So I'm mixing the different ones, but the Hawaii trip. So they're going with us to Hawaii, which is absolutely amazing. So we've got like dozens of people that are joining us on our team, which is absolutely fantastic. And so this is the most recent ones that also did that. So we want to congratulate them. And so really the question is, who's next, right? And so we want to make sure that
we know this week a lot of people are going to be qualifying, so we'll have a whole lot of people to recognize next week. So we're pretty excited about that. But just wanted to say quickly about the top earner for Bahamas trip in points actually is Dennis and Delora, and I see Renee, you're on here. So Renee is downline, being personally sponsored by Dennis and Delora. And my goodness, they were treated like VIPs. They got a dinner with Meredith and all of corporate.
And a bunch of gifts.
A bunch of gifts.
Including a GoPro, which is really cool. I want it.
They have, a GoPro. Well, whatever. You know what the blessing is? We get these trips, but we get all these gifts. So if you're going to be flying in, make sure you have extra luggage because you want to have space to pack all the gifts that they give you while you're on these trips. But congratulations to Dennis and Delora. They're fired up. They're ready to take the business through to the top. And the other thing that I wanted to mention, they qualified a month ago for Hawaii. They know the value of being around the leaders and just getting to rub shoulders with people. So we see them going to the highest heights in this business.
And the part of Ricardo and
Ricardo and Heather's team
which
as
is
well.
With David and Amy. So it's pretty cool. So, but just awesome things going on, and so we always want to recognize people for that. So we're looking forward to tonight recognizing some people, and then also this week it's going to be so much fun. So now the one thing we always have is always want to talk about the wins for the week. Now again, it could be win for the week, could be wins for the month, could be something you've been learning since you've been actually in there. But we always talk about our to-do list is to win again and win some more. Really what it is, we want to help people win again and win some more. So we love to be able to hear from people. So if you've got something that you want to share, again, the win for us obviously was having this cruise with all the people, which is absolutely amazing.
It was amazing.
And it's just so much fun, and all the things that come along with that. We'll be working very hard for the next several months to burn off the calories that we put on during the trip. It's like, I heard that one time they said you go on as passengers and you come off as cargo because you eat anytime you want, wherever you want, and all the bad stuff so that you don't normally eat every day, you're eating every day. So again, so if anybody wants to share, though, we want to hear some different wins for this week, and please, raise your hand or feel free to, unmute yourself, maybe something you've learned or some wins you've had, could be people you sponsored or maybe some bonuses you've received, different things like that. We'd love to hear from you on that. Normally there's some people keyed up for this, but this time I was just going to wing it. So anyone who wants to share, otherwise we're going to pick on people. Just kidding. So so anybody, please raise your hand or feel free to unmute yourself and share a win. That would be awesome. You already heard some wins earlier. This is where the Jeopardy music comes on. Do, 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 do. Anybody?
Okay, I'm just quickly going
Go
to share one. So, you know, we were on vacation, right? We get to Bahamas and we're just chilling. And, you know, the thing is we drove in, what was it? On
Sunday.
On Sunday.
Yep.
But you get on the cruise ship and then you're going to go out to sea and you're going to arrive at your first destination. The exciting thing is like you build the foundation in this business. You know, you build a strong foundation. You have your leads in the pipeline. You've got people that you're talking to every day. Why? Because we have a system. So we have a system of PRO. If you don't know what PRO is, we're going to patch someone, or we're going to talk to someone. We're going to share the product with them. We're going to revisit. That means follow up with them. And follow up is so important. I know I was talking to Renette a week ago about following up. We have to set the follow up. We've got to make sure that when we are talking to them about the product and they're looking through the information, we have already set the follow-up. Oh, I'm going to call you on Thursday at 5:30 or whatever it is. Follow-up, and then opportunity. We invite them to come and see a Zoom, come and see the bigger team, or we ready to get them started, whatever it is. But, you know, we were on this vacation and I woke up one morning on the cruise ship to see a message from a guy that I have been speaking to for 2 whole years.
Yep.
And guess what he said to me? Well, I'm ready to make some changes. What I have to do next?
Yep.
And so guess what I did? I booked an appointment with him because I was ready to sign him up. So we had a sign up while we were on the cruise. The other thing is our money did not stop coming in while we were on vacation. So when you build the foundation, you keep, you know, adding people, because people are going to talk to people who talk to people who talk to people. You keep them in your funnel. You have the people there. You're touching them little by little. I mean, I didn't message this guy every single week, but every time there was something new to share, I said, "Hey, Mike, guess what? Hey, Mike, guess what? How are you, Mike? How's your family? How's your farm doing?" Because he's a farmer, so he's growing, you know, and so on. So that's what we do. We just keep in touch. We love on people. We let them know that we care about them, because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That's the important thing. And that's my win for the week.
Absolutely. And I'm going to share something real quick too, but if anybody has anything, please raise your hand.
Please raise your hand. We don't want to be the only ones.
No, because that was something that even we had a list of names on the way driving there that we made phone calls, and we had a list on the way driving back. And on the way driving there, we actually reached out to a couple of clients that I had years ago. And one of them is someone that I'm actually signing up tomorrow, as I said, about the electrician. But it was interesting because we're getting on the bus to get on the cruise. When I set up the call, I wasn't sure what time the buses were leaving, anything else was going on. All of a sudden, it's the time. So I call him, and while we're actually on the bus saying hello to people as they're getting on the bus, I'm talking to him, and I talk about the incentive trips and the things and stuff like that. And of course, then we booked a time for today to do the meeting. But then we also, pray. We also pray, say, Lord, burden the hearts of people to reach out to us. So Menik gets that call. I got a call last night, or a text message, 10 o'clock last night, saying someone who said, hey, I want to get started. I want to order some patches. He had been involved in business before, but he fell out, and now he wants to get started. So I talked to him today. He wants to get registered and get rocking and rolling. So I always tell people, utilize the tools that we have, but I'm also utilize the spiritual tools. For those of you that are in tune with I would say with the Holy Ghost or with the Spirit of God, I always tell people all the time, I said, when you pray for God to lead people to you, or also pray that God burdens the hearts of other people to have them reach out to you, you'd be shocked at how many times that happens. So that's something for us. That's something we've known, but that just happens. It's a weekly occasion for us, but we just want to share that again to remind you, prayer is powerful. And when you do pray, things happen. So again, anybody else want to share
I
anything?
see Brendan came off camera.
Hey, there he is. Our South African adopted child. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's really good. I actually said in the Zoom last week that I must just remind you guys to put me in your will, eh?
Oh, that's right. That's good.
But yes,
Excellent.
I just wanted to share a really awesome win. So as you saw this week, I mean, obviously we had Christelle who, ranked up. So, touching base with her, was really awesome. And, seeing how the momentum is going to start picking up for her. She's been very busy with relocation and a lot of different things going on. So really glad to see that, because of the volume and how we can all help each other, that is something that can materialize. But another win was actually really cool. I had a lady named Renette. So she, oh no, sorry, Rena, sorry. So Rena signed up someone this week. But what was actually quite interesting is that just last week, we actually had a call because I was just going through the different people that are still at least active and following up with some of the people that stopped. And when I phoned her, she said, yeah, she doesn't really know if she will, continue. But I said, so you know what, Rena, this has made such a difference in your life. And there's people out there that need to hear about it. They need to hear about how it's helped you and, just not what it's done for you, but what it's doing for other people. And I said, just before you make any irrational decision here, please reach out to some of the people that you've shared this with before and just say to them, just check in on them. And that's what she did. She actually sent a few messages. And lo and behold, one of this person that she signed up now recently on the 11 pack, she just reached out to check in on how everything was going. And he said, actually, it's a bit of a rough spot. He was just diagnosed that he has diabetes and he's looking at different options. And there, there we go. That's she said, okay, well, this is definitely the time now to give XC9 a go. And then he just said, okay, cool. What's the best option? And I said, well, firstly, you want to get started with at least 1 month for every decade. But more than that, you want to get people around you started with you so that when you have benefits, you don't just think you're crazy. You have other people around you that are also experiencing benefits. So he said, okay, cool. Let's see what the options are. And then shared the 11 pack with him. All the different options that he said, the 11 pack is the best choice for him and just got him started. And I mean, that was just from one interaction of someone like almost like thinking, okay, this is not for them. And then now she's like super excited again, because someone else can see that this is something that can help them. So I think the thing to take away from that is that we mustn't forget about other people. Sometimes we get in our own head, about our own things, but there's always someone that we can reach back out to and really just try to get them, to see that there's another option. So that was really cool to see her whole view of it change again and also help somebody else. I think we also forget how much of an impact this make in other people's lives, really, really good for the money. I mean, the recurring is, really good. But, more than that is like, you can really do any other business, but what business can you do that has an impact, and, to just see that multiply again and again and again, that is just like so awesome. So that's a big one. That's for me.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. And again, when you think about that, that's we talk about getting excited for an excited. When someone's excited, find someone else excited, they both get even more excited. But even if someone's not as excited and they find someone excited, all of a sudden they're excited again, right? And so that's a great testimony. That's awesome. So thank you for sharing that. That's a great win. And that's just because you're being diligent, saying, hey, instead of just saying, okay, no problem, sorry, no, let's put together a strategy and let's help you make things happen. Because a lot of times I remind people, say, well, if you mind me asking, why did you get involved with this in the first place?
Yeah.
What were your dreams? Remind them of the dream.
Of their why.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great.
Which is huge.
Great job, Brendan.
Awesome, fantastic. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that. So, anyone else? Otherwise, we're going to continue on with the training because we want to share a little bit more about contacting and inviting. But feel free to, once again, as you're going throughout this week, think about once again what's something you're learning as you're going forward. Because when you share something like that, it helps everybody, and which is absolutely awesome. So again, we're going to start talking a little bit more. We talked about this last time, actually 2 weeks ago. I'm going to skip over this real quick because again, we already know about the contest. Hopefully, you know that Hawaii and Budapest.
We have 1 week left.
We got one week left. And again, what we really want to talk about is the duplication. We want to talk about, once again, utilizing the system, utilizing the team, utilizing the resources that we have to actually grow the business. Because once again, our personal goal for people, this came right out of the all in convention. Andy Hosier talked about this, and he said, what you want to do is have you in the next, and he used the example of 60 days. Now it could be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You pick the time frame, and if you scan this QR code, it takes you directly to where you actually have a commitment card that you fill in, and basically you start putting in the names. So you actually get started and put in 5 new personals, right? 5 new personals left over the next period of time. So once again, some of us made the commitment that by the end of February, we're going to do that. Some people made the commitment by end of March. So whatever it is, you pick the date that you want to do that. But the key to this is a contact sport. So we want to kind of go over a little bit more on what we do, how we do it, how we contact people, and once again, make it your own, because as you're speaking to people, you want to do that. So if you go to This Is It Team, and I'm going to do that real quick. So if you go to This Is It Team and actually go to the actual website, I was there earlier. Let me make sure it didn't kick me out when I rebooted. Yeah, I am there. Okay, good. So let me just share this real quick, because what I want to do is I want to share with you where you can get this information, because to me it's having the information for yourself, but also sharing this information with the people. So when you go to This Is It Team, obviously it's got the homepage. It's got a lot of great information in here about welcome to This Is It Team. It goes over once again, join the newsletter, join the school training, subscribe to YouTube channel, join the Facebook group, all these other things in here. Once again, step 1, step 2, how to get started on the new app they have, which is something we're gonna be starting training on next month. As soon as we get done with the contest here, as far as with that, we're gonna start training on this, talk about how to, track younger generation at a record pace, all this stuff in here. So I don't want to go on and on with this, but I want to show you that if you go into here, they got the 10-step, system, basically success system. And this is really the most critical part for people to get started. Follow the 10-step system. It's a step-by-step system that you want to follow. And by doing that, it talks about in here, once again, what is the 10-step system? And then also, how this works. But the very first thing is we talk about determine your why. Then set some goals, make some commitments. Then you want to build a list. So the very first action item as far as doing this is now you make a list. And I tell people all the time, get this out of your phone. People have it in their phone. I was talking to a young guy today. He's getting signed up this week. Same thing. I told him, I gave him the sheet, and I'll show that in a second. I said, print off 5 of these. So you'll have over 100 names that you can put down. Because I said, well, I'll probably write down maybe 10, 15 names. I said, no, minimum of 100, right? Minimum 100, put the names down, you make a list, but now it becomes a contact sport. So the process is make a list, contact, show the opportunity, show the presentation, basically, and follow up. So it's make a list, contact, show the plan, follow up, make a list, contact, show the plan, follow up. That's all it is. And just repeating that, and then obviously helping the people get started that want to get started. So we're going to talk about contact inviting. So in here, there's a great video in here from Devin and Sarah talking about contacting, what to say, how to say this. But you want to learn in here, it's got all the different things, talking about speak, not text. You don't want it to be texting. Maybe I'm wrong in this, but have we ever had anybody that has sent out like all these different texts and actually had any success?
No.
No, because everybody, once you pick up the phone, now you pick up the phone, you call them, they don't answer. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So Ken Burke, who's we personally sponsored by, we were on vacation. He sent us a text saying, hey guys, I need to talk to you about da-da-da. You know what? Greg was driving. I looked at the text that came through. I said, oh no, they've got him.
They sucked him in.
They've sucked him in.
Because we knew about that.
Because we knew about it. Someone had told us about it.
But we didn't know anything about how the product worked.
And we never reached out to him. We ignored it and we moved on.
Yeah.
But you know what happened? He then spoke to Greg.
Well, he texted me again during that same week. I remember because we're in the bedroom at this condo, staying in the mountains, and then all of a sudden he texts us again, and I saw it again, and I ignored it. Didn't even reply.
But when he saw Greg at a networking meeting, he spoke to Greg. He set up an appointment to come to the house, and there was this interaction face to face. So you have to we learn from our mistakes, and I think a lot of times people are just too afraid to get them on the other side of the line because they're afraid of what they're going to ask and will they have the answer to it, etc. So definitely no texts. If you don't get hold of them, leave a voice message,
Yep.
but be excited.
Yep.
You know, let them hear in your voice that this is something they need to hear about.
Yeah, Mena uses in South Africa. She does WhatsApp calls. The same thing with Europe, and then leaves if she doesn't get a hold of them, leaves a voice note, and she leaves a voice note. You'd leave a voicemail message, but then she'll send also a message on the hey, by the way,
I just try to reach you.
Just try to reach you. Left you a voice note. Please listen to the voice note. When's a good time to give you a call? So that's a big part of the success in this whole process. Is that person to person, because in a text it might say, hey, I'm super excited to share an opportunity with you. It's monotone. But if I call them up and say, hey, I'm super excited to share something with you real quick, that catch you at a good time. Do you notice the difference, right? So, because once again, when you do that, makes a big difference. So they have also examples of contacting here. Example 1, example 2. John, I'm here's something big. I just came across a technology to reactivate your own stem cells. Do you know anything about stem cells? What do you know about stem cells? Once again, that's one way. Another example is, hey, John, how are you? How's the family? Small talk. The reason I called you, I just came across a technology to reactivate your own stem cells, right? So again, these are all different examples in here. Other examples they have in here. Then of course they have also professional panel of people talking about how they contact and how they were contacted. And then once again, if you have a launch event, once again, how do you do that? How do you invite someone to the Zoom? You don't send out emails, you don't send out text messages, you contact them. Once again, same thing with a home meeting, same thing with any of the launch events that you have. So in here, once again, invite a cold prospect. Basically you just met in a public place. What to say, how to say it. Be kind, good energy, be engaging, ask questions, and listen with your eyes if you're meeting with them in person, right? Simple way to start conversations. We talk about the FORM method. Talk about family, occupation, recreation, and motive, or money is the other one too. Same thing, right? So how to deal with people. The to do, the understanding what we do here. Then once again in here, I love this at the very bottom. This is Steve Merritt's suggested script that he uses very specifically. And we're going to read through this real quick because I tell people it's like having bullet points and saying, yeah, I'm going to share this and share this and share this. And I won't share all these other things, but I want to share this. But hey, John, the reason I came across a patented technology that reactivates your own stem cells. What do you know about stem cells? Once again, allow them to answer. If they go, I know this, I don't know about that. Hey, I just was researching this. You'd be surprised how many people have been looking at this.
Or they've had stem cell injections.
Or been looking at, like for me, I was looking at stem cell injection. So I knew enough to be dangerous, right? Stem cells, actually make up every organ in your body. I've never been told by my doctors that as you age, your stem cells become dormant to the point at 30 years old, you have only half of them are active. And by the time you're 60, you're lucky if 10% are active, right? That's why many people, as they age, are more prone to sickness, disease, recover slower, feel sluggish, forget their keys, lose mental clarity, have more aches and pains. Now make this your own. Don't just say, "Hi, Bob, this is Greg." So again, say this is why people age. You might have noticed that. For me personally, I was couldn't find my keys, I couldn't find my wallet. My wife's like going, "Where's my cell phone?" So this is what happens. You got to share that. I share my testimony. Let me tell you what happened for me. Now, some people on here, you may not have a compelling testimonial. Some people have amazing testimonials. Feel free to share other people's testimonials. I tell people, use mine, use Mena's, use other people on the team, whatever, is going on. And then I always share, and again, you don't do this on social media. You don't do some things. Share some of the ailments that people have had that people have been able to help. So I'll share with them some of these different ailments and challenges that people have. And they're like, oh my goodness, my sister's got this, or my family's got this, or whatever it is. And I always tell people, we cannot guarantee anything. We can't guarantee anything, but we do know that if you research it and if you look at the different things, you'll find this is something that potentially could help in a huge way. Once again, they talked about share a brief testimony, yours or borrow someone else's, right? The quarter-side device took 10 years of research and $4.5 million, and using light from your own body to reactivate your own stem cells. Because it's exclusive, the testimonials are so emotional. No one knows that stem cells are going dormant. That they've never heard of Extra9, and everyone must use this technology. It screams opportunity. You want to always share the opportunity. We tell people all the time, if you talk about product, you're going to get a lot of customers. Nothing wrong with that, but if you share opportunity, I can't tell you how many customers or people that are brand partners that are really customers or glorified customers, that when we talk to them about getting the product for free and sharing with others, they're going, oh, I didn't know you could actually share this with others. Like, yeah, really? So again, and that's usually been by someone, bringing somebody in, and then we realize that they didn't share the opportunity.
Okay. So I just wanted to answer a question by Linda, because Linda's saying, some people just answer their phone. They're more texting, and even if they do answer the phone, they say to her, rather just text me the information. So a lot of times, even on the text option, you can do an audio, Linda. So you just opt to do the audio and say, hey, I met you at the store the other day, and we had a short exchange. I wanted to share the information with you. Just wanted to let you know, and just give them briefly, say it's just like the script that Steve Merritt has put out. Just take a few things from there that make it your own, and leave it on the audio message for them. And then say, hey, you know what, I'd love to have a call with you. I only need 5 minutes. And this is what I'm telling a lot of people, because people are getting, they don't have time. So I say, I have 5 minutes. I respect your time. I'm a busy person. You're a busy person. All I need is 5 minutes of your time. I have time available at 3 o'clock on Tuesday or 3 o'clock on Wednesday. What works best for you? Make sure you call them, because if you don't respect people's time, some people, that's their personality. It's my personality. If you tell me you're going to talk to me at 3, I'm available at 3. And so you want to respect them, start off on the right foot, give them a call, and keep it to 5 minutes, like literally keep it to 5 minutes. So make sure you know what you're going to say in that time. So I understand completely. Just leave an audio the same way you do voice notes to us on WhatsApp. You can also do audios on a text.
Yeah, and
So I hope that helps.
Whether text or WhatsApp or whatever you use, the other part to that is when someone says, send me some information. Absolutely. While sending some information, I want to set up a time to follow up to answer some questions. I got some time. If it was Monday, I'll say I got some time. Tomorrow or Wednesday, what day's better for you? I want a 24, 48 hours. I want to basically get back together. Now, someone says, and this is just natural, someone says, well, I'll get back to you after I look at the information. I say, I completely understand that. But when you call me, I'm probably not going to be available. Let's at least put something in the calendar. That way, at least we can follow up. What time works best for you? And again, if they say, well, I'll just reach out to them, then I know they're not interested. I already know 100%. And sometimes I'll call a spade. Say, tell you what, doesn't sound like you're interested. Take a look at the information and then give me a call if something changes. I appreciate it. We're working with a lot of people. I'd love to work with you. If something changes, let me know. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye. Click. And so again, they'll realize real quick, oh, well, they don't need me. No, I'm not trying to, it's not like you're the one. If you don't sign up, I'm not going to do this business. No, it's that opportunity. So that's where Steve stands. Hey, John, we're talking about serious income. Are you looking? I'm talking about serious income. Are you open to making some serious income? And if they say no, great. It's like, it's very rare, but if someone says, everybody's like, well, yeah, well, now what are you talking about serious income? What are you talking about? Say, well, you tell me what serious income is. I'll tell you what it is. For me, I replaced my 6-figure income in 14 months. We've quadrupled the income since then. Do you like that idea? Would you like to quadruple your income, right? So now, again, you can even say the people we work with, this is what happened with them. Again, when they talk about serious income, I use Ken's all the time. When I talk about Ken making now a multiple 7-figure income, right? Think about that for a second. So per year. So once again, when this, with this, this is like an elevator pitch. You never have anybody ask them about diseases or needing a testimony, because we're sharing some of the information, but we're talking to them about an opportunity. The reason we share this is because Steve and Gina said, hey, yeah, we'll sign up people just to want to use a product, but they understand this is an opportunity. I'm contacting them about the opportunity. We have the greatest, think about this, breakthrough in the medical industry in the field of regenerative medicine ever. That's what we have. People are looking for solutions, and people are looking for financial solutions as well. So again, then what we do is when someone says, well, can you send me some information? Absolutely. In fact, let me send you some information. Like I said, I've got some time also on Tuesday or on Wednesday. I want to set up some time to get back together with you and answer some question. Which day works better for you? Well, I can do something on Wednesday. Great. I know that right now it's 7 o'clock at night. Is 7 o'clock work for you, or is 8 o'clock better? Boom. And then just set up the time. I give them always 2 different ways. The reason why is because if you just say, well, what's open for you? Well, I'm not open 24/7.
They say, I'll be in touch with you.
No.
And then you're chasing them.
Yeah,
So
no.
you set the appointment.
Yeah. And so in here, once again, this is it, we send them, this is it info, and then usually send them the video. So I'll send them our video, or we'll send them Steve and Gina's video, depending on which one it is. Now, usually we'll send them Steve and Gina's, but when it's for us, we have people on our team that send them our video, whatever works, works best for you on that. But I want to make sure you knew, where this is at. But in here, study this, understand. Let me move this out of here, sorry. Come on, move. There we go. So again, in here, all of this information is for you to become a good student, because you're not only going to apply this, because it's learn, do, teach. It's not just learn. It's do. You do it. So, to me, have a picture of something motivating in front of you saying, this is what I want, right? Whatever it is you want could be, for me, it was freedom. That was the number one thing for me. I wanted out of my job. So for me, that was a big thing. I had a picture that said freedom on it, right? And so when I'm making phone calls, I had no problem making phone calls. If they say yes, no, whatever, I'm just going to go to the next person, because I'm going to become financially independent, right? But not everybody's driven that way. Everybody, it's whatever your dream is, whatever you want. So again, the last thing in here is, as you're getting people started, this link right here is very, very powerful. When you go to the drop down and go to links, this has all the different links in here that basically has the things that people want to do to learn from. It's got in here, once again, the replay for All In. It's got, once again, the purchase tickets for Unstoppable. Now the app, basically the This Is It Now app.
With tutorials.
With tutorials and everything. So it's got all the different stuff in here, and the podcasts, that are in here, because you may not know we have podcasts, basically on the go podcasts that are recorded from all these different meetings that are being done. We have the YouTube link, the Facebook link. Join the email list. If you haven't joined the email list, get on the email list, because Steve and Gene are sending it stuff
And
out.
for your Spanish people, unete a la lista de correo electrónico.
The
make
email
sure
list in Spanish, yes.
You don't need to know Spanish, just send them there.
Yeah, and so the school teaching, once again, this is an info. So again, I'm not going to go through all of this, but the one thing is, if you want to become successful in anything, practice doesn't make perfect, right? Practice makes permanent. That's what you want to do. You want to basically make it permanent. So when someone asks you, so what do you do for a living? You're not like, it's sort of like, are you familiar with this? You know what this is? They're like, what is that? Well, this is a stem cell activation patch. Man, it's changed my life. What do you know about stem cells? Right? And listen to them. And then I tell my story. That's all it is. It is such a simple thing, but the best way to engage with somebody, if you meet somebody, is I always ask them about themselves. I talk about them: form, family, occupation, recreation, motive, or money. Once again, occupation is a big one. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? When you ask them what they do for a living, what do you think they're going to ask you? What do you do for a living, right? So, what do you do for a living? I used to do business consulting and digital marketing, but are you familiar with this? Do you know what this is? And it's such a simple way to do that. So anyway, we're pretty much done. So do you have anything else to wrap up real quick?
Just keep going.
Yep. And then for those
Next.
and those of you that are in the U.S., we're doing a meeting. So Josh is doing the team meeting tonight. So we're all kind of partnered with Ken. Josh and myself are taking rotating through the week. So Josh is going to be doing the training tonight and also the recognition. So we're going to be basically doing that tonight at 7 p.m. There is no This Is It team meeting today because it's President's Day. That's the reason why we don't have some people on for some reason. They
took a vacation.
So people have the day off and they're not doing anything. But again, for those of you that want to run this week, we're telling people we got launch meetings set up. We got other things. We have so many people that we're doing different meetings for. So if you got people you want to tie them into those meetings, let us know. And then the same thing, like even tonight, the team meeting for those of you in the U.S., jump on that. But let us know how we can help you out. Because if you say, hey, I've been having these challenges, just like Linda did. I've had a challenge with this. Let us work on solutions and get us engaged and say, you know what, I'd recommend. Well, I'd like to connect you with my friend Minna in the U.S. She knows a lot about this stuff, and this do three-way
In
WhatsApp.
fact, Janet's been doing that a lot.
A lot,
so.
yeah, fantastic. Yeah, Janet Maroney is actually
Janet,
connected
we're
us to a
going
lot
to
of people.
see a lot of
Yes.
great things happening for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Super excited because she's doing that. And Rob does that. Ricardo's
Yeah.
doing that. A lot of people on here do that, which is great. And that's what you want to do is engage the other person.
And Renee.
Yeah, because I could talk to people, but I'm going to engage Ken. Why? Because when Ken talks to them, he could say the exact same thing I say, but they're like, oh, now they're listening, right? So that's what it is. So what we always do is we always finish in prayer. So we want to keep a time, and we're now over time by 1 minute, but we're going to wrap up with a real quick prayer. If you got to go, jump off. If your beliefs are not the same as ours, we just want to pray a blessing over you. So Mena, if you want to wrap up with prayer real quick.
Heavenly Father, we come to you in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you, Father, for this opportunity to share, Lord God, because we all learn from each other. We're here to encourage one another, Lord, and to realize that there's a purpose bigger than ourselves, and And we all need to just be available, encouragement, Lord, and be coachable and teachable, Father. The same way that we're learning, Lord God, we want to be able to bless others and teach and help them along the way and be the servant leaders that you've called us to be. So, Father, thank you for this opportunity. It's so doable, Father, with technology and with the simplistic system of plug and play, Lord God. We're so grateful for David Schmidt and Stephen Gina Merritt and our team leaders, Father God, and so grateful for the opportunity to be a blessing to many people, because this is changing lives all over the world, people that we haven't even met in person, Father. What a blessing. So thank you, Lord, for everyone that is present. I pray a special blessing over their families and bless their businesses, Father, as well. In your name we ask these things, in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Awesome. Well, bless you guys. Enjoy the rest of your President's Day. But besides that, let us know how we can help you. We're here to help. We want to help you grow, because once again, this is it. This is amazing what's going on, and this is going to be your best year ever. So engage with us, engage with the people that you're working with, tie into the different meetings. And again, let us know if you say, hey, we want to do a launch meeting. Hey, if we can get 3, 5, 10, 20, 30 people on the line, let's do it and get as many people launched as possible. So again, we're working with you. We want to work with you and help you out. So again, appreciate everybody sharing. Thank you, everybody, for sharing today. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Coy and Dr. Amy, again, for sharing, even on this meeting again. I know we're stretching you, Dr. Amy, so. you love this share. I know you do, so. We love you guys. Have a blessed day. And then again, we'll see you tonight on the team meeting. And those of you in South Africa and Europe, let us know how we can help you.
If you want to get up in the middle of the night, welcome to join us.
Yes, that's right. Now, Brendan will be there. Good to see you, Linda. Hey, bless you. Have an amazing day. Yes.
Hey.
So bless you guys. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.